Welcome to Pitch It Good.
Hello.
You all right, Paul? How you doing?
I'm good.
Oh, you sound like you're fucking tranquilised.
Big old load of cats before I came in.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, treat yourself. How you doing?
I'm very good, yes.
I've already just asked you that.
Yeah.
It's because I'm trying not to ask the audience how they are.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here just saying, don't ask them. They can't reply.
So your evolution is to ask me twice.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are the whole audience.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense. It's just you texting me saying, we were so good.
We were so good.
So good.
Why won't people listen?
Watch any films this week, Paul?
I have indeed.
Oh, what have you watched?
I watched Saltburn.
Oh, Saltburn. Saucy.
Yeah, it's not.
Really?
Yeah, it's... Yeah, I mean, what you've heard, yeah, it's pretty grim.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought I was going to go into it being a bit like, oh, it's just some writer-director trying to shock value for the sake of shock value.
Yeah.
But to be fair, in the context, it does really work. Like, it makes sense. It's not... I didn't get the feeling it was just shock for shock value.
Oh, right, okay.
It's fucking shocking, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might watch it.
Yeah, give it a go.
I will do.
Text me all the way through.
We've played this game before.
Yep. Can't wait.
1 minute, this is a sexy film. You want me to text you all the way through?
Yeah.
Are you trying to Pavlov me into thinking...
Think of me in the mouth.
It's never happening. I watched the film this week as well.
What'd you watch?
I watched Oppenheimer.
Did you?
It was the most boring fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I thought I was watching a film about a bomb.
Yeah.
What I saw was a lot of admin. It's just tons of it. I got to a point where I was just like, I'm just going to fast forward to the bomb.
The multi-Oscar winning movie. Bit shit.
It was boring. It was boring.
I did tell you, it's really long and it really fast.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just like comedy. And then you bomb.
They can't hear you. But
I don't care. I've never been silent for this long.
But we might have a guest for a reason, Paul.
Have you been up to anything else?
I have. I took a course in Photoshop.
Oh God, here we go.
Got a really exciting client.
Uh-huh.
Royal family.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not gone as well as I'd hoped.
Pretty big, famous first gig.
Yeah, just removed a wedding ring and a couple of buttons, and suddenly I'm the bad guy. But they did pay part of the contract.
Oh, nice. Yeah. How much?
£51.
Nice.
Yeah,
51.
51.
Yeah. Interesting.
Cash hot.
Time rich.
So obviously, I want to take my hard-earned money.
Yeah, how would you like to spend it?
I'd like to make a movie, please.
You're more than welcome to. No, I'm just joking. How are you going to make a movie, Jim?
I'm going to invest it in a movie. We can't come up with a movie, so I've invited someone who's much funnier and more imaginative than us to come in and do it. So she is a So You Think You're Funny 2023 semi-finalist, and she's nuts on the roast battle circuit as well. Absolutely savage. Welcome to the studio, Helen K.
Hi, I would say thank you for having me, but as a white woman in my 30s, it's my right to be on a podcast.
Yes. It balances this out.
I gotta say, this is the weirdest date I've ever third wheeled on. Yeah. You just switched my audio off and made me sit here silently as you do basically inside jokes. I'm in a cock chair.
We do call it the cuck chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't usually tell the guests, but
I figured it out.
yeah, the new guests. So don't worry. We don't really call it that. Anyway, Helen, have you seen a film this week?
Nope.
No, no films.
You see, I don't need to watch other films to get inspiration because I don't want, my talent to be tainted by other directors' fucking bullshit.
So humble.
Don't want to impact on the vision.
Cool. Okay, so Helen, you've come to pitch us a film. Are you excited about it?
No.
No.
Don't take it personally. I haven't been excited for anything since 1990s.
Oh, what happened in the 1990s?
The USSR fell.
That's a pretty good thing to be excited about.
That was pretty baller.
Yeah, imagine getting a McDonald's.
Actually, wasn't there that time.
Oh, really?
No, actually, I remember the time when there wasn't a McDonald's and then there was one, and there were queues around the block. It was the
really?
big thing.
The Eastern Bloc, obviously.
You know, I pre-gamed this. I had 2 pints and I feel like it wasn't enough.
Well, you're more sober than most of our listeners. So anyway, Helen...
I'm the only one who listens.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Lovely bottle of Chardonnay.
That's it. Watching Saltburn.
Giggling to myself. Good one, Paul.
I'm so funny. Okay, Helen. So your movie that you've come to pitch us. What? Let's start with a genre of film. What is the genre of your movie?
I would say probably cringe.
Cringe.
Oh, no.
Well, no, I would say it's like a dark comedy, shall we say?
A dark comedy.
What is life if not a dark comedy?
Is that the name? Is that the
No,
whole genre?
that's an astute observation.
Oh, cool. That's the most intelligent thing we've
Yeah, I was
ever
gonna
had
say,
on this. Yeah, we don't do intelligent chat.
Oh, well, you should have warned me ahead of time. Because I'm about to quote Nietzsche a lot. Now, listen, here's the thing. So I think we've had more than enough films about, like, outstanding people, you know, like the heroes, the geniuses. Like, that is not fucking relatable, right?
Yeah.
We need something about somebody that's, like, average or, like, a little bit better than average. You know, like, they're capable.
Yeah.
But, you know, kind of like, oh, like, they're fun to hang out with, but you never think of them when you, like, having a party. You never, like, really think to invite them.
Okay.
Like, you know, or, you know, you have a podcast pitching films and you never think of them until it's like you don't have anybody the day before. So you invite them and you just expect them to have a film idea. So something like that.
Okay, something like that. So this is going to be...
And we call it passive-aggressive.
Passive. So we've got a passive-aggressive dark comedy about an everyman.
Or every woman.
Every woman.
You fucking sexist.
Yeah. That's what they call me. So I think, so right now, so we've got, this is going to be sort of an average person type film, dark comedy. Yeah. And where is this set, Helen?
Oh, of course, in London. Oh, actually, no, strike that, Croydon, because that is not London, and I will not accept any differing
I will
opinion.
die on this hill.
So Croydon
Hill.
Does Croydon have a hill?
I'm sure it does. What else can it have?
It does in this film.
It has a mall and a hill. And the Home Office.
Oh, and the Home Office.
That's the only reason anyone goes there. Yeah.
Well, Croydon?
Yeah.
That's the box park. That's quite fun.
Yeah, you like yourself.
So this film...
Anyway, so it's set in Croydon, possibly on a hill.
I feel like I'm plagiarizing.
Just continue, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's
That's
fine.
absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Peep Show. Yeah.
Plagiarism is
It's like
highly encouraged.
depressing Croydon. Oh, yeah.
Oh, so we've got a Peep Show vibe around this.
Look how your eyes lit
Yes.
up.
Okay, there is no nudity.
Okay.
Well, there is like average, really like depressing average nudity, maybe. But it's like Peep Show, but with women, you know, because like we've remade everything else. We might as well just do Peep Show.
Okay, go. So Peep Show, a female
women.
version of Peep Show. Yeah,
there
cool.
you go.
Okay, that's a genre. We've got it. And when is it set?
Now,
Now.
like right now.
Now.
We need to start now.
Burst into the room.
Right now.
For our international listeners,
7:42 p.m. 19th of March.
we should just clarify, when we say peep show, we're talking about the sitcom, not a lady peep show from like the 1940s.
It's kept ambiguous until the very end. That's the big climax of the movie, if you will.
You're never quite sure which way it's going to go.
Okay, right,
So
so...
ping pong's flying around.
What's happening?
So it's a ping pong Peep Show. It's set in Croydon. And let's talk about we've got main characters, right? Actually, how do we open the film? How does it open?
I would say somebody's eating a really boring breakfast. And not only is the breakfast like super bland, something like unseasoned, unsweetened Weetabix.
Oh, dry Bix.
And you have not dry, not dry, but just like with like skimmed milk and nothing else. And you just watch somebody eat that basically gravel for 5 minutes straight.
5 minutes of semi-skimmed Weetabix.
That is definitely a requirement.
Okay, that's fine.
I think Tarantino wanted to do it, but he was too pussy. Because I just want to set the scene straight that the vibe that the feeling you're supposed to be getting from this film is just how much of a slog living is.
Just jumping down a Weetabix until you're
And
dead.
you're not even enjoying it. And you just like shoveling it down your gullet just because you need fuel to do your average job in an average office, to maybe get an average girlfriend or boyfriend. And it's going to be that way until you die.
That's Weetabix, ladies and gentlemen.
This week's podcast brought to you by
Weetabix.
Eat it till you die.
Honestly, probably better than their actual copy. Why would anyone eat Weetabix? It literally tastes like plasterboard, I imagine.
I think it might be made of it.
Yeah. I mean, I've not had plasterboard for a little while. I'm off it. I'm off the board.
The fireproof
gator.
one is the best.
Yeah.
It's pink as well. So it's like for breast cancer awareness.
All right.
I just had a fireproof plasterboard installed downstairs in my building, not to brag, so it is very pink.
That was such a weird line. I've just get a pickup line. I've just had a fireproof plasterboard installed downstairs.
I don't want to brag.
Okay, right. So we're in Croydon, right? We're opening up with 5 minutes of chomping down on some pretty nihilistic Weetabix.
Oh yeah, and it does not get better from there.
It does not get better
Absolutely not.
Second bowl. I think I'll move on to the All brand next.
Alpen. No, Alpen's way too exciting.
Yeah, that's rubbish.
Yeah. Okay, so
Let's do art house for me. I think.
We do not have the budget.
okay, right. So who is eating this endless Weetabix of doom?
All of us.
Whoa.
Well, that's the metaphor.
I was about to say
I mean, obviously James Acaster,
James Acaster.
because he's hot and very depressed.
Is it James Acaster or someone playing James Acaster?
No, it has to be James Acaster.
It has to be him. Okay.
As himself.
Yes.
As
lovely.
himself. Okay.
He looks like we could bully him into it. He doesn't look like he has like a lot of will to live.
Oh.
Instead of like paying him to be in the movie, we'll just bully him to be in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like I would say, productively nudge. No,
I'm being productively nudged.
every time I've seen him, he's just kind of like, he has the vibe that I want my film to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas like, it's very good, but also you can't be fucked. I don't know, like that's it's just like that je ne sais quoi.
Like he could walk off set at any point and just maybe not come back.
Yeah, and maybe that will be part of the film.
Ooh.
And we don't know if he's gonna come back.
No.
It's just 20 minutes of like the backstage, just being like, so who's gonna finish the Weetabix? Like,
Halfway through the film,
should we put this away, or is he coming back?
So is this what happens now? He's eaten he's decided he's given up on the Weetabix, maybe a metaphor for giving up on life, and just walked off set. And we
follow him.
And we follow him.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So
we
where do
follow him to his house in Notting Hill.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
right.
Ladbroke Grove, I think.
So he's
a
gone
little
from.
too specific.
I've scouted the locations.
So we follow him all the way from Croydon to Notting Hill.
Yeah, and that's basically going to be the runtime of the movie. We're just on the tube.
Just on the tube.
We're on the train first, obviously, because
Okay.
of Croydon.
Yeah.
It sucks. And then we're on the tube, and then there are delays on the tube, so
Yeah.
it's like hilarious shenanigans occur, I guess. And then probably there's like a bus, because that's just like at the end of every hero's journey is a bus.
Yeah.
With drunk people and like some like chicken nuggets on the floor.
Hang on a second. You said at the end of every hero's journey there is a bus
With chicken nuggets on the floor.
with chicken nuggets on the floor.
And like the main like decision of the movie, the hero's choices, whether they respect themselves enough to not eat the nuggets.
Helen, I need to ask you a serious question here. Have you eaten chicken nuggets off the floor on a bus and regret your decision?
No, but only because I'm vegetarian. I am not better than that. I am absolutely not. I am exactly as good as that.
It was a corn nugget, wasn't it?
You see, I couldn't tell.
You can't tell with corn nuggets. They're really corn nuggets. Better than Weetabix. Can't tell.
Yeah, and now they have got all sorts of fake meat,
Oh, they do. Yeah. So I will kind of because obviously, so the whole film is the journey from Croydon to Notting Hill.
So now my vision is, right, like we started as if it's like an actual film. That obviously the budget is 51 quid, which is basically just enough to lure James Acaster with like an elaborate trap of just dropping like ironic comedian jokes. Well, he picks them up until he comes to Croydon.
Yeah.
And then he realizes what this is, and he says like, "Fuck this," and leaves, and we follow him, and that's the film.
All right, we follow it. Okay, so where's the first place he goes?
Probably the train station because he wants to get the fuck out, but he doesn't drive.
All right, so he's going to go to the train station. What happens at the train station?
He waits for the train.
He waits for the train.
What do you think happens, Jim?
I feel like I'm having an English
He
lesson.
gets abducted by aliens.
Oh, he could. He could get eaten by a raptor. That happens every week.
A pale wasp of a man is waiting for the train.
Okay.
When will the train come? That's the English lesson kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've had those. Cause
They wait a minute. So in English lessons, they say the pale wisp of a man.
I'm sure they did.
I like it.
Wow. Really,
In
really
between the
wraps us up.
Soviet propaganda.
Yeah.
He is the enemy.
Waiting for
What?
a train.
It is 8 o'clock.
The train is late because it's not owned by
Capitalist
the
swine. It is now 9 o'clock.
state. So I like the idea of this. We're at the train station, and I like the idea that James Acash is perhaps hearing Soviet propaganda in his head.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's kind of, is he hallucinating? Is this
Is it his next bit? Who knows?
Is this coming from like another dimension, a different timeline?
It's probably just like me, as in like,
It's you.
it's a director self-insert. It's kind of like Stan Lee, but cooler. And,
Is he hearing?
and I'm just like harassing him on the train platform, right under like, and it's like because it's a metaphor and everything, and like to really draw the point home, it's right under like a poster against harassment.
Right. Okay.
And I'm just harassing him with Soviet propaganda.
Is his-
And like occasionally when nobody else sees it, just like poke him in the ribs. But then like it's his words against mine, and I'm a woman and it's 2024, so what is he gonna do?
No one will believe you, James. No one. So are we? The shot is we've got James Acaster waiting on a train while you poking him in the ribs and whispering Soviet propaganda through his ears.
Yes, and the audience is at the edge of their seats, thinking, "Is he gonna jump?"
Oh right, okay. So he's. I mean, he did have his Weetabix this morning.
Yeah, but have you seen him? I don't think he's able to jump.
He
looks weak.
Oh right. So he's
incapable of jumping.
I feel like he's physically capable, but mentally, I just don't think he has it in him.
He hasn't got the willpower.
I think he's just like, it took all he had to make it to Croydon, and now he's just like standing there and just taking it, the Soviet propaganda.
Is this also part of the voices in his head being like, "We both know you can jump, James, but you won't."
But what's the point?
Can we have an example of some of the Soviet propaganda?
Red is the best color. Look at the British. They turn red in the sun. Weak.
Who needs?
Weak. Can you believe they invaded India before Factor 70 SPF was invented? Lies.
People don't go red in the USSR? Well, they do, obviously.
They,
but
we are born red, comrades. That was like possibly the most xenophobic thing I've ever done.
welcome to the show.
Yeah.
So James Acaster is so down about life that he can't even bring himself to jump on the tracks.
Otherwise known to him as a Tuesday.
Poor James Acaster.
I hope he's doing well.
Yeah.
He probably isn't, but I hope he is.
I'm fairly sure he's doing fine.
He's doing better than us.
He's definitely listening to this.
Oh yeah, he's doing better.
He tunes in every week. Text me, yeah. How did you get my number?
Please stop phoning me. Okay, right. So we've got James Acaster. Your
I'm a cameo. Like,
you're a cameo.
I'm an unnamed character.
An unnamed character.
Yeah,
Just-
I'm a crazy woman on the platform, shall we say?
Okay, crazy woman on the platform. That's you, and you're poking him in the side. Soviet propaganda. And what happens here? Does he have a little revolution in his head,
You mean revelation?
or a revelation? I said revolution because we're talking about Soviet.
Yeah, no, I
propaganda.
get it, but it's just lame.
That was a revelation.
Oh.
Play the Seinfeld tune.
Go right. So.
Well, I think. So here's the thing. This is where we come to like the crisis point of the film.
Yeah.
Because this is James Acaster, like a brilliant comedian.
Mm-hmm.
And this is his moment to turn to the crazy lady on the platform
Yep.
and hit her with a zinger. And he turns to me, and he has nothing.
Nothing.
And he freezes, and he just can't say anything funny. He either says nothing, or maybe like we'll try it out, we'll see, like we'll try a few takes. Maybe he just does like a really lame your mom joke, not even like a really hilarious your mom jokes, which most your mom jokes are.
Yeah.
But like, it's a really bad ones, like your mom is not proud of you, like, something like that. And then and then I just look at him bewildered, like, how could you let me down like this? You're my idol. Like, not saying it, but you can read it in my eyes. And we can superimpose text on my eyeballs. We can post. And,
Like in Indiana Jones with she blinks and puts "love you" on the eyelids.
is that in?
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
really sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. How comes I've seen this and you haven't? Because that's
I'm not a fan of Indiana Jones.
Oh my
so-
god!
really?
It's the time of the podcast. It's the white man gaslighting minute.
I'm sorry, we're about to
Where
have
Jim
an
is
argument.
convincing us that something happened.
Well, no, I'm worried it didn't happen.
I can't speak. I haven't seen them.
Oh, well.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'll just answer yes.
Okay, yes. Okay,
It's
right.
exactly like that, but cooler.
Okay, cool. So you're going to
Everything is cooler and on fire, basically, in this film. And
right.
so then basically he turns around. He's prepared to, like, issue the sickest burn the world has ever seen. And he just has his nothing. He completely, he chokes. And then the train comes and he gets on the train. And that's it. The interaction's over. He can just return home. And all of this was a really misguided decision and way too far to go for 51 quid. But he, is reevaluating everything because he's like, when I needed it most, my comedic genius failed me. Do I even have anything else in me? Am I a comedic genius? Do I have a talent? Or am I actually a glorified mediocrity?
Is he saying all of this, or is it just a? Is he? How is this being?
So we're gonna get Morgan Freeman to do the voiceover because he can just really drive the point home. And if not Morgan Freeman, but Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about old black men just command authority.
So
Yeah.
So
That's how Martin Luther King did it.
Martin Luther King could do the voiceover if you wanted to. Okay.
I've reached out to him. I haven't heard back.
It's not an accent I'll be trying anytime soon.
yeah. Not an impression we are capable of doing. Okay, so Morgan Freeman and Neil deGrasse Tyson are your voiceovers, and they're explaining how
We're gonna make him audition. Yeah.
we're going to make the audition. Who wins?
I feel like Neil deGrasse Tyson because he's kind of like the underdog in that fight because he's not an actor.
Yeah, okay.
He's like, yeah, but I'm smart. I can do anything, and he can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
He can. Yeah, he's got.
Fuck you, Morgan Freeman.
He has a lot of confidence, doesn't he?
Yeah, and also I feel like he's famous, but he's a scientist, so he probably needs the money more.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think he needs the money.
I bet
He can use the money.
Yeah.
He wouldn't say no to the money.
Can this be a scene in the film where?
I mean, he's
Yeah, absolutely can, because we already went behind the scenes when James Acaster left the set after eating the Weetabix. By the way, he finished that shit.
it's very important.
We are absolutely taking it out of the 51 quid.
Yeah.
He was supposed to spit it out.
Oh, as well. If we're going real nihilistic, can it not be brand name Weetabix? Can it be like the Asda version, something like
yeah.
I don't think that.
Wheat Bicky.
I feel like off-brand Weetabix is still not as bad as actual Weetabix.
Wheat Bickies.
I need you to understand. I hate nothing more in this life than Weetabix.
This is a Weetabix hate film.
You see, the real Soviet propaganda is against Weetabix.
Were the Soviets scared of Weetabix and had to put them down?
No, they're just like, you had perfectly good wheat and you put it in a fucking plasterboard. and you eating it, you pretending like it's fine. It's not fine. What is wrong with you? That's the real propaganda.
Helen, I don't think you had your Weetabix this morning.
No, I didn't, because I know it's good for me.
I would rather eat nothing.
And that's exactly what I ate, because I can't be bothered to cook.
Can this be in the film? Just you not eating Weetabix and complaining about it? Because obviously we've got a little bit of backstory here of why you are giving James Acaster shit on the platform.
Well, actually, it's because I have a lot of unresolved sexual tension with him.
Is it a two-way thing, or
It's a what?
is it a two-way thing, or?
Sure. No, I mean, like, this is an entirely true story. I once, and this is how I know this, that James Arcaster, he does not drive. He takes the tube. And I was once sat across from him on the Victoria line in a completely empty carriage. It was just him and me. And we had like a 1 second of eye contact, and I think he got the message.
Did you poke him in the ribs?
No, because I hadn't come up with that with that cinematic move yet. No, actually,
Did you get off the train and think, I wish I poked him in the ribs?
No, I did what every polite and lame person would. I did nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Smart.
And but what I thought was that if I were to try and make a joke at him, which I'm sure nobody else does, I would say, because this was like way after kind of COVID. This was like, let's say like a year or year and a half ago even.
Yeah.
I would say like you're really not doing a good job of like pretending not to be famous because you're the only one who's still wearing a COVID mask.
Oh, I see.
Because he was.
Yeah.
Nobody else was wearing. But I recognized him just like by the shoes and like the hair and like the sense of dread, I guess.
So actually, I like this. I like that the idea of this, of the reason why you are giving him shit on the platform is because you had that tension, you had that moment, and you didn't make a move.
Oh yeah, I am very sexually frustrated by him, and but also it's not actually giving shit. I'm recognizing, his actual feelings because almost entirely unironically, I've seen his recent show and then the preview for that show before that. Somebody needs to do a wellness check.
This will cheer him up.
He's depressed.
So we're on the train.
This is what comedians are like if they don't discover drugs. They just depressed.
So we're going to make him eat Weetabix for 5 straight minutes.
With heroin.
Oh.
The secret ingredient is drugs.
Is he hit?
That's why he finished it. There is no other reason for anyone to finish Weetabix. It has to have heroin in it.
God, these are really Moorish.
I imagine he's eating the Weetabix with his spoon, but eating the Weetabix.
It's a warm breakfast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Injecting Weetabix. That ain't gonna go well.
Straight into my veins.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Thick.
Yeah.
With 2 C's.
Okay, so James Acaster he's decided that he's not going to jump.
He hasn't decided. He just couldn't bring himself to
He couldn't really. So but he gets on the train. He's on the
train, yeah, and he's spiraling quickly.
He's spiraling on the train.
Yes.
Right, so London Bridge, I'd imagine. London Bridge.
From Croydon?
Yeah. Croydon.
Clapham Junction.
Clapham Junction. All right, okay, so Clapham Junction's a pretty depressing place.
Yeah?
Yeah. Lots of platforms.
It's not even Clapham.
It's just...
It's fake Clapham.
Fake Clapham.
Yeah. I live in true Clapham.
Oh, right, okay, we got
where all the brunch and the Australians in activewear are. So Clapham Junction is just a station where you change to get to proper Clapham.
Okay, so he's on his way to Clapham Junction, so he's going to be pretty depressed about that.
Well, he has to go to Ladbroke Grove, but yeah, I think he's just sure, why not? Yeah, he's not enthused about going to Clapham Junction. I think that's a safe bet.
Have you followed him on the train?
Of course.
Okay, so you're now sitting...
I always follow him.
Of course.
Are we still talking about the film? I'm confused.
So are you sitting...
That's the real question of the film.
He's right here, folks.
Because it keeps panning in and out.
Yeah.
And it's it's me behind the scenes, James Atcaster behind the scenes. I'm getting served a restraining order. You don't know what's real. You don't know.
You're never quite sure if
Except Weetabix, because nobody's going to really eat that shit. It's fucking fake. It's prop Weetabix.
Everyone watching the film is like, it must be fiction. They ate the whole bowl.
That's how you know he's just given up on life.
just eat a Weetabix. I'm never going to look at Weetabix the same after this, if I'm honest.
How have you been looking at that?
Sexually.
Yeah, classic.
If we... so right now, so he's on the train, he's spiralling. You've followed him. Are you still giving him the Soviet propaganda poking him?
Oh, no, my job's done. I'm just observing the results of my work.
Okay, right.
I just see every emotion on his face, and all of them are negative.
Okay, right. So, and what does he think about this? Is he scared of you, or is he...
I think generally he's thinking... What the fuck?
Oh, right.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
No, but he's also like, he's doubting himself. Remember, like, he couldn't come up with a zinger.
Yeah.
Which, you know, for the comedians in the room, Paul, it feels really, you know, there is nothing worse.
No.
It's just like, you just start, you know, it's like when you bomb at a gig and you're like, what am I? What am I good for? I'm definitely not good looking, Jim. This is the only thing I have. I'm not getting any younger. I'm the funny person. Am I even funny? Like, what am I doing? What is this money for? Am I an imposter? Like, did I just fool the entire population of the UK and a little bit of the US?
This is getting very, very real.
Oh yeah, that's the genre.
Real. We got
cringe reality.
yeah. So, how is this like Peep Show? That's what I want to know now.
Because it's really painful to watch.
Because
it's funny, but you're also like, your soul hurts.
Yeah. So okay, right. So he's on the train. So you're watching his thoughts. You can see that he can.
I can see he's not a happy camper.
He's not a happy camper,
No.
right? And does he? Is it just like this all the way to Clapham Junction, or does something happen that makes him? I don't know, cheers him up a little bit, maybe.
He sees a dog. He likes that.
He sees a dog.
I like when I see a dog.
Oh yeah, when you see a dog on the tube,
I'm always like, nice.
it's a treat, isn't it?
I was like, that's good. I enjoy that.
Yeah. So he sees the dog on the tube, and he has a little smirk, looks up, maybe.
Yeah, and then he remembers that has nothing to do with him and his lack of comedic ability. Apparently.
Sounds like a Shaggy Dog story.
No, but for a second, hey, this dog, it's gonna come back around at the end if you want. But for that one moment, he didn't remember that he was a hack.
All right.
He only thought nice when he looked at the dog.
Dog fan. That's what he was at that moment.
You know, that's the human nature. You should be a fan. If you're not a fan of the dogs, you are a war criminal.
Yeah.
Can the dog speak to him as well?
Oh yeah.
Dogs don't speak, Paul. Can we not come up with ridiculous shit? This is a serious meeting.
I'm
sorry. I came here all the way from fucking proper Clapham on a genuine premise that I'm going to pitch my film, and you're taking the piss right now.
Well, no. I think there could be something where the Weetabix is then laced with heroin. You might see a talking dog.
No. Even the heroin is not enough to
to make the dog talk.
It's not making him happy. It's just making him unable to jump
right,
places. Just basically unable to kind of like lift himself off the ground more than like 5 centimeters. He's kind of chilled out, but he's still very sad.
All right, so chilled out and sad.
Yeah, that's kind of how I roll.
Okay, right.
I am working through things with this. I don't know if the listeners have caught on yet. And I do want to fuck James Arcast. and I do not like Weetabix.
Amen.
This is my comedy bio. I don't know why I'm not getting booked. The comedy store is ignoring my emails.
We are fiercely pro Weetabix, madam. Thank you very much.
Really worried you were going to end that.
Guys, it's the big Weetabix. Instead of me too, it's me neither about eating Weetabix. We need to make it happen. We should refuse eating Weetabix.
Me neither. I like that.
Start the revolution.
You mean revolution? That's a callback. I'm clarifying because neither of these dudes have gotten a call back. Heyo! Rose battle. I told Jim to introduce me as professional cunt, but he didn't for some reason. As if that's going to prevent him from being cancelled on Twitter.
Not on Twitter.
So James Acaster.
James Acaster is on the train.
He just saw a dog. So the audience, got a glimpse of hope.
Okay.
But then we remember that is not his dog.
No.
He's not even allowed to pet it.
He's not allowed to pet it.
No, because he wouldn't pet a strange dog without asking the owner, but he's like too down to like talk to anybody, so he just lets the dog go.
Oh, okay. So and
it's another heartbreak on top of a already shitty day.
Okay. What are you doing at this point?
Observing.
Just observing.
I am now the audience. I'm just reveling in his misery because I relate to it.
I imagine there's got to be a soundtrack going on here. It can't be just sort of like quite. I'd imagine there'd be some sort of like weird sort of like violin.
Oh yeah,
music.
Barbie Girl.
No,
Barbie.
no. I think it should be like something like, instantly recognizable and, kind of touching, like. I told you I pre-gamed this.
Did you eat heroin in recent weeks?
I think it's in the Pepsi because before we started recording,
Or Coke,
Paul was very kindly, presumably hoping I would say no, nothing, thanks. Asked me like, "Hey, would you like a drink?" And I said yes. And then Paul was like, "What drinks do we have?" And then Jim was like, "We have water, but it's weird water with shit in it."
This feels like a court transcript.
And then basically I was brought water with shit in it, otherwise known as Pepsi. So
That's Pepsi. Another.
you laced it with Weetabix, you son of a bitch.
I'll do it again. I want to be stopped.
Okay, right. So he's just seen a dog. Okay, that's James A. Carlson's just seen a dog. We got a little bit of hope. Our hopes were dashed. We're back in Depressedville, which is a stop on the way to.
There is like a brief
Junction.
intermission where we go to the pre-established subplot that the audience would have kind of forgotten about in this moment, because at the very beginning of the film we have established that the real, learning, the real takeaway of the film is that if you invite me to your podcast the day before, I am not going to put the effort in. I did not think this through at all.
Well, no, this is.
I considered doing it, and I deliberately decided not to. As opposed to what I usually do, which is I definitely tend to do it, and I just don't manage my time well. But I deliberately decided not to because I thought that you could learn something today.
Oh, well, I'm learning something about Weetabix.
Mainly about me.
Yeah, and your bizarre relationship with James Akers. Complex.
He won't return my calls
He won't return.
because I don't know his number. The fact is, he will not return them.
I'll give you later.
Yeah, he keeps phoning Paul. So, okay, right. So James A. Carlson's on the train.
He saw a dog, but we're already on the down. We're already coming down from that high. So he's finally Clapham Junction. Big whoop.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like fast forward a bit. He's on the way to Ladbroke Grove, primarily because I don't know how the fuck he would change to that. The audience doesn't know. Like, we'll leave it to the interpretation. He's on the tube, and I'm not following him, but he thinks I am.
Oh, so you think so now?
Yeah.
He's a bit paranoid.
So by this point, he has managed to come up with some zingers, but he's doubting himself.
Okay.
He's like, but is this funny enough? Because it's been so long, because he couldn't come up with one in the moment. The longer the journey, the better the destination has to be, right? So he's like going through every iteration of every burn he can possibly say to a stranger that is still, amicable enough that he's not going to get cancelled on Twitter.
Okay.
Which, as we all know, is the worst thing that can happen to a human being. And but he's just doubting himself. He's just like, he's lost it. He's lost his mojo. Whatever he ever had. And
Was Mojo the name of the dog?
yes.
Oh.
That is the deep cut. That's in the director's cut. How did you know? Oh my god, we are just like, we're vibing. We had the same heroin. We had like a big bowl of heroin, and we had like 2 straws in it, and we just like sucking like a cocktail, and then it was like Lady and the Tramp, and we just both had the same piece of heroin.
What a horrific version of Lady Rebecca.
Okay, fuck you. Fuck me for flirting, I guess. Jesus Christ, this is exactly what happened with James Ackhoff. He's like, stop talking to me about the ball of heroin. I am not Lady in the Tramping with you.
Why do you keep bringing up heroin?
Right. So I'm putting that scene in the film.
Oh, I would be mad if you didn't.
No, absolutely. So we've got the Lady of the Tramp.
By
moment.
the way, this footage that's in the film as well.
What, this footage?
Wow.
This footage.
Wow, that's meta.
Me in the cuck chair, yeah.
You in the cuck chair. Okay, right. So we've had this scene now where we've got a scene with you and James Acaster doing the Lady in the Tramp.
Yeah,
with
but you see,
heroin.
like, a lot of it is going on in his head. So basically, the entire film, you can't hear anything. Because he's eating the Weetabix, right? Nobody's speaking. He's just chewing audibly, but there is like no speech. And this is great because you don't need subtitles, so we can release it in every country right away because like we don't have to spend money on getting it dubbed. Absolute profit. And then when I'm like poking him and talking Soviet propaganda to him, you can't hear what I'm saying. Because, like, you know, it's top secret from the party. And, but you just know, you just can tell by my round ass face that it's like Soviet propaganda. And like everything else, it's like you just read the emotions on James's face.
Okay.
So it's like, it's all about the subtext.
And so, hang on a second. So, one thing that we've overlooked here is that you were saying Soviet propaganda to James Acaster.
Yeah, but the audience can't hear it. They just know that it's Soviet propaganda, but they don't know what it is.
Is this what saves him? Is this what he turns to?
Oh
in
no,
order to
he's
get
doomed. But the audience, they still have a shot because they don't know exactly what I'm saying.
They're allowed to leave.
No, I mean he's so down that there's only one way, the red way, from your Soviet propaganda. Is that the only thing that can save him from this weird existence that he's got? But the only thing that can cheer him up slightly is a dog called Mojo on the train.
Paul, are you still sure you're not a comedian?
I've never been more sure in my life.
Because I think either you are or Jim isn't. Yes, Jim, just the red way. That's a good one.
All right, so I know because I was just thinking. Well, I was trying to think of why Soviet propaganda.
Well, just because that's my heritage.
Your heritage,
Yes, because I was born in the Soviet Union.
of course, right?
Which
okay.
you would know if you researched me, which you would know if I weren't your fucking second or third choice, Jim!
You were a first choice today.
This is all in the film, but
Yeah, cool. Right, so I'm seen, and then
can we just edit sound like I'm pretty in post? Can you do the same that you did with like Kate Middleton? I love that job. I love your work. I'm a big fan.
it causes a bit of trouble though. People are going to wonder where you are.
I'm willing to risk it all. If you have to give me an extra finger, that's fine. But just like smooth out the wrinkles.
Okay, extra finger, hold the wrinkles. All right, okay, right, I've got you. So
Fingers, yes. Wrinkles, no.
all right, okay, got you. Right, I'll write that
Yes,
down.
fingers, no wrinkles. It rhymed better in my head. Especially right after the hair.
Right, okay.
So James Acaster.
James Acaster is now leaving. He's got to Clapham Junction Station.
To be honest, he's gotten to Ladbroke Grove. We just fast forwarded through all of that.
Okay, right. So he's
The
there.
man- Yeah. He's walking home,
Yeah. Okay. So he's walking home.
but he's not even home anymore. Why was he eating Weetabix in Croydon?
Did he move and go to the wrong place?
Like that was breakfast. Like what did he do before then? Like we are asking ourselves that question, and when we are making the film, who knows what the fuck the audience is thinking?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, they obviously they can't hear anything. What are they thinking?
No, it doesn't matter.
I'm actually wondering if they can probably get their money back.
And Paul, they may not leave. We have locked the doors.
Oh my god.
So he gets home to his beautiful blonde girlfriend, bitch, and
Who plays the girlfriend?
his girlfriend.
His girlfriend. All right. So this is real.
Yeah, it has to be.
Okay. Right. Okay.
It's a documentary.
Oh, it's a documentary.
It is now.
Of a future crime that one of the three of us is about to commit.
I'm pretty sure we've already committed several crimes at this point, and by we I mean me. Like I already have I have the restraining orders plural framed, and I'm trying to get him. Actually, I'm just trying to get him to sign the restraining order. And and then he gets home and his girlfriend's like,
You okay?
Hey, oh no, she doesn't give a shit.
Oh.
She's been spoiled by the money, the gold digging. No, I'm sure she's loved. I'm sure she's loved.
She could never love him like you do, could she, Helen?
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, I don't love him that much, but I'm sure she can do worse. No, she does care, but she's like, she's not gonna be like, oh, are you okay, babe? She's gonna be like, oh, hey, how was the gig? Because she's gonna ask actual questions, not just like, oh, are you okay? That's fucking weak sauce. And he's like, why did I agree to this?
Yeah.
It was 51 quid. Do you know how much I'm worth? We're gonna go on Wikipedia right now and remind ourselves of how much I'm worth. What the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah, that's what I do whenever I feel bad. I go on Wikipedia and see if I'm on there. If I'm not, it's a good sign.
There are a lot of hookers on there.
What's that?
You see, Jim, this is the tip. When you say a joke that you know is shit, just add a sound effect afterwards, like just self-produced sound effect, like.
You've seen my act.
There's something about dogs in there as well.
Poor Mojo. Okay. So James Akos has gone home. He's pissed off that he's only earned 51 quid from this gig.
But more than anything, he is having an identity crisis.
He's having an identity crisis.
Mm.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, yeah. So is this going to have a happy ending? A random happy ending?
Does life have a happy ending, Jim?
Sometimes.
So okay, right. So he's having an identity crisis. He's like, am I funny? Am I comedian? How is?
Oh, he knows that he's a comedian, but he also knows that's not worth much.
Right. Okay. Right. So
And because it's like, doing comedy is easy. What's difficult is doing it well.
yes.
Anyone can be a comedian,
Yep.
but you can be a shit comedian, and you can be a shit comedian for decades. And I've seen people be it.
So he's happy that he's a comedian, but he doesn't know whether he's
No,
funny.
he's not happy. Have you seen his act? But no, he knows.
This is literally everything we've been discussing.
Oh my God, Jim, pay attention. Is it just because I'm a woman you're not listening? Hang on, I just need to tweet something. No, listen. Now, like, here's the thing. The conflict is not whether he is a good comedian. Obviously, he's a good comedian. But it's not about the standards that the society sets for him. It's about the standard that he sets for himself. And he knows that he definitely meets exceeds is the word. There we go. Exceeds the societal standards. He, fills out arenas. He sells out every show. But if inside he thinks he doesn't feel like what he's saying is good and funny, he's never going to be able to enjoy it.
Oh wow,
That's quite deep.
it's quite neat. He's not.
Right?
He's not putting that.
I genuinely was like, I forgot where I
Isn't
was.
this
I was
fucking
just
depressing?
the room.
It's like Schindler's List, but with comedy.
the room just went very dark and kind of closed in on me there.
Does
for a
the
little
film
bit.
end with his girlfriend just going, "How was your day?" And he went, "Same as always." Cut to black.
And she's like, oh, so shit?
Yeah.
You whiny bitch. I'm leaving you for Ed Gamble. I'm taking that gamble. And then we go into the tune song again, like boop, 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 boop. Credits.
Credits.
Yeah, but there is a post-credit scene like in the Avengers.
Okay.
Have I done enough time? Can we end this?
Can I please leave?
Can we end this? Said James Akos. Please, I can't take it anymore.
Okay, right. So we've got a post-credit scene.
Yes.
What's the post-credit scene?
He meets Mojo again.
He meets Mojo again.
It does have a
And,
it's supposed to
and
be.
it's very wholesome. There is no trick. Mojo doesn't piss on him or anything. Mojo runs up to James. He recognizes him from the train. And James is just cuddling Mojo, who's not even his dog, but the dog recognized him. And James is crying. The dog isn't crying because it's a dog. And but it's, you just feel like, and the real lesson is that, yeah, you're going to feel like shit because life is not worth living. But sometimes you meet a dog and it's quite an enjoyable experience.
That's a message we can all get on
And the
board.
dog whispers, "Soviet propaganda."
Yes. Yeah, and the dog is actually Laika, who died in space all these years ago.
Oh,
Oh yeah. I'm sure I don't know.
You can still hear the howls when you look at the moon. For science.
I'm never going to
And
look at
the
Weetabix
party.
or the moon at the same way.
Yeah, we pan to the moon.
Pan to the moon.
Roll credits. Nobody's there in the cinema to watch still that anyway, so we can just put some porn.
Have we unlocked the doors?
No, but also a fire had broken out, and because the doors were closed, everybody's dead.
In every
It actually happened in Russia once. It was a tragedy.
it happened in
Children
Inglourious
died.
Bastards as well, right?
What?
Inglourious Bastards. That's what they did.
Oh yeah, but they just ripped that off. You know what? Actually, true story. I watched that film in a cinema with my mother, and she was pissed.
Right.
I mean, obviously, she wasn't old enough to witness the war. My grandmother was born in 1943, but like, you know, we've heard the lore, and my mom was pissed, and she's like, "That's not how Hitler died." She was like, "This is fucking lies."
Do you know what? I think you might be right.
I'm still not sure.
What's the name of this film?
Oh, of this?
Yeah.
I feel like I said it in the beginning, and now we forgot.
I do.
Did you not write it down? What am I paying you for?
No, I didn't, because we wrote it down at the end, because it usually changes.
No, but
I do have a suggestion.
All right.
If everyone's open to it.
Let's do this.
All right, the non-comedian is about to pitch something. What have you got, non-comedian boy?
Nietzsche-bics.
Nietzsche-bics.
You know what? That is good enough to go into Jim's set.
I finally got one.
Excellent. So, Helen, would you like to hear about your film?
No, absolutely not.
I can't tell if this.
Why would you think that?
I can't tell if this film is 8 minutes long or 800 minutes long.
Both.
I think it's going to clock in.
It's 8, but it feels like 800.
In dog minutes.
Oh, there we go. There he is. There's the other semi-finalist of So You Think You're Funny. We both didn't win that competition. We both cried on the train back from Edinburgh. Separately.
Oh, that was a fun journey.
It was not.
No
I didn't
dogs on
see a
that train.
single dog.
I love it. Okay, right. Helen, your film.
Uh-huh.
Set now.
Go.
The urgency.
Set now.
Run, James.
It's a
Run.
Have you seen him? He cannot. I am negging him, by the way. I love him very much, and I appreciate his comedic talent and his body, but he cannot run.
Oh, if he ever listens, he'll be straight.
Especially from me.
First, we open up in Croydon in a cafe where he's eating.
What made you think it was a calf?
You said it was a cafe, like
No, I just said he was eating Weetabix.
Just eating Weetabix.
You really didn't listen.
No, but you painted such
What's
an
more
imaginative
depressing
picture.
than that he's in somebody's flat? He doesn't know who it is. It doesn't matter. He's in somebody's flat eating Weetabix because he wasn't offered anything else. He doesn't want to be rude.
Not even egg on toast.
No.
That's fucking rude.
Yeah.
Right, so
This film is not pulling any punches.
no egg on toast.
Fucking Peep Show walked so we could run.
Exactly.
You thought you were depressed at the end of the final season when they showed no character development or growth and it was really bleak. Oh no. He's eating Weetabix as a guest.
No, it's lovely. Thank you.
Yeah. But this is 5 minutes of eating Weetabix.
Which is 5/8 of the runtime.
Okay, right. So we've got and then all of a sudden he walks out and he's on his
Not
way
that
to
sudden, but yeah.
he's on his way to he's on his way to Croydon.
No,
to Croydon.
he is in Croydon.
No, he's in Croydon. Goes to Croydon train station
To leave Croydon. Which everybody in Croydon aspires to do.
where he sees you.
He doesn't see me. He's alerted to my presence when I poke him in the ribs. Yes.
Cool. Okay, right. So he's at Croydon. You're on the platform, and you're saying to him Soviet propaganda, but none of us can hear this. And you're kind of bullying him and under a poster for harassment.
Absolutely.
Okay. He gets on the train. You're following him, and now just observing.
Yeah.
He sees a dog
Yeah.
called Mojo,
Yes.
and then gets happy for a little bit,
Just a tiny bit.
and then gets sad again when
Absolutely,
he realizes that he's
It's
not.
only natural.
He's not the dog. He's
Yeah.
not the dog's owner.
No.
He
Can't even
then
pet it.
he then goes. He then gets the train to Clapham Junction, gets off and walks all the way to
No,
where.
we fast forward past that. So we
Oh, we thought it's fast. Is it actually fast forward in the film? Like we see him moving really quickly.
yeah. And we put the circus music. The circus.
Yeah. Okay. That's circus.
By the way, Jim paused to let me know to stop speaking because I'm a woman. And because they're going to charge us 200 if we don't get out of the studio. That is why I'm pliable right now.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So he goes home to his girlfriend.
Ho. What does she have that I don't? James Acaster.
He goes home and not happy. He's just not happy. He's got this identity crisis, and
she's like, "You're such a whiny bitch, James."
And then he just goes.
He's just like, just sees Mojo again though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good.
And there's the film ends. We have an opening credits, the closing credits. Sorry, where
it's just my name.
It's your name, and then a scene where he's reunited
on a wanted poster by
on
the
a wanted
by the Met. The Met has issued a warning. Yes.
And then
we see Mojo.
What's that? You see Mojo, and then Mojo turns out reminds him of the dog that went to the moon.
Yeah, but that's like subtext. It's like that's like critics debate, on the Rotten Tomatoes, is ablaze with the discussion. But yeah, that's it.
And this song is called Nietzsche Fix. This film's called Nietzsche Fix.
Yes, and I can't wait till I'm like super famous, and then somehow somebody digs this up, and I'm exposed for being an absolute psycho. And that is the beginning of mine and James Acaster's love story.
We'll read it at the wedding.
It's going to make a lovely...
You're not invited. You're not even a comedian, Paul.
Paul, are we going to make this film?
I think if we don't, she will kill her.
Yeah. I think we're going to make this film. I think actually it's
51 quid well spent. I think.
It's probably the only film that comes under budget.
Yeah, James Acaster is really underselling himself.
He'll do anything for the arts.
Yeah, so we can make this film, Helen. Thank you very much for coming in. And where can we find you on the socials?
So you can find me on Instagram and Hell Hath No Fury, split up by underscores. I felt very clever when I came up with it because it's a Shakespeare quote. It was actually not clever because it's very difficult to explain. But I imagine if you're listening to this, you already follow Jim because you're his closest friends and family. So you can just go to his follower list and you can find me under Helen there.
Will do.
Excellent. And
I'll make sure you do.
Yeah. Brilliant. I'm exhausted.
You can see Helen outside your bedroom window.
Or James,
if you're quick enough.
If you want to see, if you want to follow,
the last thing you'll see.
if you want to follow Helen, just look for James Acaster.
Oh, she will follow you.
she'll be there. Excellent. Well, thank you very much for coming in, Helen. It's been it's been lovely.
You're welcome.
And everyone. So again, as we said on the show last week, we're going to be at the Gilded Balloon. And during the Edinburgh Fringe, please keep an eye out for tickets. They'll be in 2 weeks. Ticket links coming out in 2 weeks. And also, we do have a show that's happening at Hoopla London Bridge at the Miller Pub on Monday the 15th of April with some brilliant guests. It's improv stand-up show. Some brilliant guests that you've had here from that you see here on the show. Gracie, Luke, Stefania.
Which Luke?
Chris, Luke, Nixon.
All right. I'm just fucking with you.
Helen's approving all of our guests. So that's it. I'm gonna go home and maybe eat some Weetabix for dinner.
I'm gonna go home and lock my door.
That's what you deserve.
Thank you very much. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.